evening, Henry Grujon here live from New York City. Thank you everyone who's joining me. I'm so sorry for the bit of delay, but I had to see about bringing on my very special guest for tonight. Guys, you know how it is. I'm going to see we're having a little trouble with Facebook like always. And let me see if I could break. And it's giving me a lot of glitches right now. That's what I'm noticing. So that's why it took a little bit longer. But this is Henry Grujon live here from New York City and broadcasting off my page right now. And let's see, I'm trying to bring my guest up. If you could bear with me. Her name is Aja Smtih. She's running as a candidate for the 41st Congressional District in California. This whole week has been exciting. I've been having a lot of guests, candidates, and also folks that are a part of the movement. And they're great patriots, Americans. And like I always say, and we got it. Yes, I think we have Aja. Hey, what's up, Aja? How you doing? I can hear you.
Hi,
I can see you.
can
You
you
want to
hear
back
me?
up the phone a little bit, and then right there. Perfect. So I was just telling him, I was trying to introduce you, and I noticed the glitches sometimes that we have, but thank you that we have you. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good, and
Of
you, and thank
course,
you
I
for
usually
having me on your
broadcast on
show.
other pages, but tonight I'm doing it on my personal page. So I just introduced you. You want to tell everybody about yourself? You are Aja Smtih, running on the 41st Congressional District. Go ahead, the floor is yours, and let everybody know about you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Aja Smtih. I am a United States Air Force veteran, for the reserves. I am running for the 41st District in Riverside, Moreno Valley, in Paris, in Southern California. I have always had an interest and been involved in politics in the local community, and also always had a passion to help a lot of our men and women, not only in the active duty military, but also the reserves and guard, because I am a
Awesome.
former
So before
veteran
we
reservist as
continue,
well.
you want to tell us about that very cool T-shirt that you have on. I see it. Tell us, what does it say there, and what does it represent?
Remember 9/11, and that's the day that I will never forget, and what inspired me to join the military in 2002. I will never forget 9/11. It was a day where our nation was attacked. I used to work retail at our local mall, and I remember my grandmother calling my mom and I to turn it on the TV quick because she said the Pentagon was hit. And at first I said, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. So we turned on the TV and we saw the smoke in the first tower, and then all of a sudden we saw the second plane hit on the second tower. And I will never forget that day in my entire life. Prior to 9/11, I did go to New York. I visited the Twin Towers. So all the people that I've seen in Manhattan and at the Twin Towers, I just remember those same people, and I was so sad. I said, all those people being killed. So 9/11 really inspired me to join the United
Awesome.
States Air
So
Force.
let's jump into it. Tell me about your long history of your family. I believe you have a long history of veterans in your family that I'm sure I was intrigued, but tell us everybody about
Yes.
your history, your beautiful history of your family.
Well, my great uncle, Rogelio Bob Webb, he was original Tuskegee Airman. My grandfather, he was retired Chief Master Sergeant. He fought 3 wars, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. My grandmother also served in the military, United States Air Force. My grandfather, we called him Grandpa Nielsen. He was also a Navy veteran. I had a great aunt who was a retired Lieutenant Colonel, United States Air
So
Force
before
as
we
well.
continue, we want to say hello to everybody that's joining us and will watch this on a rerun. But we have Bobby Lawrence running for U.S. Senate out of Pennsylvania. A special hello to you, Bobby Lawrence. We also have
Hello,
Edwin
Bobby.
Durarte, who's running out of the 43rd Congressional District. A special hello to Edwin, right? All right, and hello to everybody
Hello,
that is
Edwin.
joining us tonight. We have a special guest tonight. She is a veteran, and she's running on the 41st Congressional District. So tell me, Aja, your long history. Thank you for your family. You've given so much, your family. You guys have a special voice right now besides that you're running. So everybody that's listening out there, much respect to you, Aja, to you and your family, okay? I salute you and your family.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Awesome,
everybody,
awesome.
for your support
Later
as
on, we're going to
well.
talk a little bit about veteran issues, obviously, because you are a great veteran and we all support our veterans. Tell me about your 41st Congressional District, the struggles and what your opponent has not done and why you're the best candidate.
Well, number one, we are home to March Air Reserve Base. I want to let everybody disclosure that I'm not on duty, so I'm not violating the Hash
Awesome.
Act or anything. I'm off from work. So I'm just going to disclose that right now. But we have one of the oldest reserve bases, actually was an active duty base for a long time, March Air Force Base, which became March Air Reserve Base. We're the largest reserve base in our whole entire command. Also, my opponent, Mark Takano, he says he's for veterans, but just tracking his voting record since he's been in office, it doesn't show that he is for veterans. He has voted no on our appropriations, which funds the military and also gives us pay raises, but he claims he is for the veterans. He has not provided any economic stability here by cutting taxes, because we are a middle class or lower class community where a lot of people want jobs. And right now we're struggling with jobs. We're trying to get more industry in. And also we have a lot of great talented people, especially young people, that want better opportunities. You join the military or you move out of state or you go to a different city. What I want to do, I'm a good byproduct of Moreno Valley. That's the city that I live in. I went to elementary, high school, junior college, and even college, Cal Baptist University in Riverside, and I stayed here in the community. But I see a lot of potential for a lot of people who want to retrain in the job market, and a lot of young people who want better careers, and to provide that here. We have a lot of small business owners here that are struggling. We have a lot of people who are living paycheck to paycheck, and I want to run to make sure that we could be a thriving community like our other sister
Awesome. That's
communities around
great.
us.
So let me ask you, because the same problems we have here in New York City, in California, you guys are going through SB4, I think it's called, that sanctuary state bill, which is actually, you guys are out there. You guys are not easy. I know a lot of people in the movement, and they're trying to see if they can do something about that. Tell me about your immigration policies and what you feel, because you're in South, California. What's your take on immigration? And we'll talk a little bit about DACA, very little bit, until we get to the other subject. Go ahead. What's your take on immigration?
Well, what I heard and been reading, the sanctuary bill is going to go to court because some people find it unlawful. Also, I did visit the border last week. My friend Tony and we went to the border. I have a big and strong background in national security. I have also been a personal security manager for a very long time. I have also been an anti-terrorism officer. So when it comes to security and defending our borders, it goes a long way than just a wall. I understand that a lot of people think a wall will stop everything, but it won't. We need technology for our men and women who are protecting our border, not only to apprehend those who come over here illegally, but also for their protection, and also the protection for the people who are smuggling drugs, because right now we have a bad opioid addiction right now, and I'm glad that the president is going to take action. We also, just by having my tour, we also have an environmental issue going on at the border where a lot of the sewage is coming over from Mexico to our country and is going into the state park. And I hope that gets addressed as well, where I was told that a lot of the Border Patrol agents, or one patrol agent who was trying to apprehend somebody, they had to go into that sewage and try to get them, and they ended up with a lot of lesions and burns all over their feet and everything. So that's another issue too. Also, we need to make sure, and what I want to put in place and make sure that our tax dollars are going where they're needed, is to make sure our Border Patrol agents have the right funding for technology, better walkie-talkies, infrared, and also they don't have any cameras down there. And we need to put cameras down there. We can have a wall, but we also need to up the manpower so everybody can be safe and do their job. I know Border Patrol agents, they work long hours, they get great overtime, but we also need to have better manning and also technology so they can do their job efficiently
Okay,
and
awesome.
safely as
Let me
well.
ask you, so in regards to immigration, the DACA bill itself, the DACA kids, the 800,000, and the president trying to he's trying to negotiate with the Democratic minority leaders. What do you think about the president trying to negotiate with the 800,000 DACA, which a lot of people may not feel comfortable with that? What's your take on that, especially if you are voted in and you are one of the congressional folks going to fight in Washington for your district and for, our nation?
Well, what people need to realize is President Trump, he was a businessman. If you haven't read his book, The Art of the Deal, he's a negotiator. If one side, which is the party, the Republican Party, and I love being a Republican, I love conservatism. If they're unwilling to work, if nobody understands the president by now, he will go to the other side. But what Congress needs to do, it is Congress' job, is to make and pass laws. It is not only the president that does it, because we are not in a dictatorship. It is Congress's job to do this. And he held Congress accountable for 6 months to come up with a bill to find a solution. And we have to wait 6 months to see what bill they come up with. With the last administration with former President Barack Obama, he just put a Band-Aid. But actually, it's Congress's job to make sure that these bills get passed. If these bills can't get passed, we still have another Band-Aid and we're back to square one. We need to hold our congressional representatives accountable, regardless if you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent, or Libertarian, to make sure that they do their job, whether we like what they're going to put in place or we're going to disagree. But I know we're always not going to like what they're going to put in place, but we need to hold them accountable. One thing about myself, long working with military, if my boss or my commander told me to go do something, I go do it. If I didn't have enough time to do it, I'll ask and explain why, and they gave me enough time. And that's why we need people, especially veterans, to go into office, because we know discipline. I'm not saying that everybody has to be a veteran to run. No, but we need to have a lot of discipline and make these people accountable to pass something that could benefit, or they're going to say, if they don't pass anything and if they say, well, we have a legislation, we have to deal with that. But a lot of people we need to go back to the fundamentals of what everybody's job is in Congress, down to the Senate and down to the president.
So let me ask you, we're going to get deep into this national security issues, the way we have some points to talk about. I want to thank everybody that's joining us tonight. Before we continue, yeah, we have a few folks that are congressional U.S. Senate candidates. We say a special hello to all of them, especially other folks that are not in our party, people that are Democrats that I know that may be joining us. Please, we want to try to engage with each other. So this program that I'm doing is to show you, Aja, that you're running, but we want to show the American people that we are trying our best to try to create some unity and to try to discuss issues. So special hello to everybody that's joining us tonight, and we'll watch this on a rerun. So Aja, let me ask you, national security issues, you were speaking a little bit about it, homeland security, border issues. You are committed for your men and women to have the resources and equipment that they need to address current and future threats. You want to take it from there?
Well, right now, I want to make sure everybody has everything that they need, down to if it's simple, or even to have updated computers, to have a GPS, to have infrared goggles, to have better infrastructure, to make sure that we are safe and that we can do our job efficiently with the taxpayers' money. That's the key thing that nobody understands. We have to make sure our taxpayers' money is going to the needs of our men and women who are protecting us from the adversaries, foreign and domestic. We also need to have a system, and I really want to implement a system for all the agencies to talk on one page. Yeah, the FBI, the CIA, Homeland Security, National Security, everybody, but nobody's on the same page. And we need to come together as one unity, one national security umbrella, so we can all understand and all get the same type of information. We always hear, well, the FBI has the information or the CIA has the information, but nobody's talking. And that's a big problem and hurdle as well when it comes to foreign when it comes to even this, maybe when, ICE agents and different other agencies, and nobody talks. So that's why we have a lot of the issues we have today. And we need to have some type of system in place, a good technology system where you can just log in, a database to make sure we know what's going on. We know the threat levels. We're all on the same page with the threat levels, so it could all be transparent, so
Awesome.
everybody can do
I
their
see
jobs
that
efficiently.
our president is working hard. I heard the federal budget, which I'm a little surprised because they were stalled when it came to the healthcare bill. But I heard, and is it the reverse? I think the Senate is sending it to the House, or is it the reverse? The House sending it. I thought it was the House sends it to the Senate. The Senate, they do something and they approve it.
Yeah.
Then it goes to the president for a signature. So it's looking good, right now?
Yeah. So far, it's looking good. I am glad that the president is, wants to open up the whole entire health market. I do believe in the free market. Milton Friedman, because I am a business major, he was one of the people that I've studied while in college. And we can see and make sure we have a free market. We can see how it works to go across state lines. And like I tell people, it's just like buying car insurance. If you only have one car insurance company, everybody's premiums are going to go up. Well, we want to make sure those premiums go down to include prescription drugs. And I'm glad the president has mentioned last week that he's going to look into the prescription drug costs as well, because they are high. I live, my mother, my grandmother, my grandmother, she's a senior. Sorry, Grandma, I know she's watching. But I don't want her to spend so much of her money to buy her simple prescription drugs. And they should be lower for our seniors and people who are disabled as well. And we need to look at that as a bipartisan issue, not just a Republican or Democratic issue, without raising the cost for any other thing. But I think we can lower the cost for prescription drugs, and hopefully it will come into play, and it will help with to have a solution for the opioid crisis that we have right now.
So you have some good feelings, and you're optimistic about what's happening with the tax reform, the recovery, the job creation, the simplification of tax code. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. I am so glad that, because, taxes are so high, especially if you live in California, you're burdened with we already have high federal taxes. The U.S. corporate tax was a rate of 35%, where countries like Ireland and Switzerland, they have a corporate tax rate of 25 or under percent. And that's why a lot of people prosper in those countries. We can do the same thing here. The higher the tax rate for corporate, it's going to be less job creation, especially here in my district. We can go lower. We have one of the highest corporate tax rates in the world, but people here, I keep telling them, they say, well, you're helping out the rich, you're helping out the big corporate. But a lot of times people don't understand this tax rate reduction will help small businesses. It will help entrepreneurs to invest and to come back here. We have a lot of talented people that want to start their own business, but they cannot afford it. So lowering that tax code and redefining it, it will help so many people. It'll also help the middle class and the lower class people in my district. I'm middle class. I'm not rich. I'm not a millionaire. But people also need to realize, if you even make a six figures, 100 grand or 200 grand in the state of California, you're not that rich. I know some places, if you go to states such as Tennessee or Oklahoma or Kansas, yes, you can be rich because the cost of living is lower. But here in California, this will benefit us much, because not only the federal tax, but I hope we get some great candidates to run for California so they can also lower the state tax as well for businesses.
And that point, I work with a lot of candidates that are working out of California. I really want the GOP to be united, to work very hard. California is in an emergency right now, crisis mode, exactly like New York. You have good feelings, right? That the other candidates that are running, you all can unite, the GOP especially, right?
I think we can unite, and we need to really stick together. We need to be what my first commander always preached: one team, one fight. Oh, sorry. It says high temperature on my phone. One team, one fight. And that's what we need to do. We need to work together. We can even, I met a lot of great people at the GOP convention last weekend. and we all even connected, friended each other on Facebook. I said, maybe one day we should plan a weekend to all meet up and share our ideas so we can take back seat by seat and county by county and district by district at all levels of government, so we can show our system can work. Because a lot of people are leaving, they're struggling. Homeless rate is growing rampant here. And everywhere I drive now, I see more homeless people. We can do better than this. And we have a lot of people, a lot of single families, moms and dads, not, I know quite a few people who are in even people who are in two-parent households, they're struggling. They want to have a savings account. They want to have a 401k. They want to take their kid to Disneyland. And in California, yes, Disneyland is over $100 per ticket. So a lot of people can't afford to do that anymore. I come from a single-parent household. My mom and grandma, we all still live together. And I have 3 dogs, so those are my kids. But I remember us pulling together, but I remember those struggles some days where we had to cut back, or you can't spend as much because we have to make sure that we have money to pay the bills. So I know the struggle when it comes to single parent and also paycheck to paycheck. And I'm one of those people that I know I can represent the district. But the federal tax code to be reduced in for corporate and for personal, for everybody that will benefit, it will help. People say, well, you're doing a tax cut for the rich. But guess what? I tell people I'm a business major and an economics major. Well, business with economics. I love economics. If you think that taxing business owners higher, they won't create jobs. And that's what we have to realize. We have people that are downsizing their employees. We have people that are cutting hours and even firing, and we need to come to reality that
No,
it's not
exactly.
working.
So, as we come to an end, tell me, you are the person for the 41st district. Do you have anything planned? I know a lot of the 2018 midterms. I tell everybody we're still in the middle of local elections, which is going to happen November 7th. Do you have anything planned? And if you don't, we understand because it's just the beginning. Do you have anything planned, like any speeches? Do you have any events, or do you just want everybody to?
Event. I belong to the Riverside Republican Assembly. We're having an event on November 9th in Riverside. I posted it on my Facebook page, so you have to RSVP, and it does cost $30 because we have food and entertainment. And I will repost that again, so everybody who lives around the area or who wants to make a special trip to come out and meet us. It's a great group. We're going to have it's called Momentum 2018 to meet the candidates, and I will repost it because you have to buy your ticket to go. And so far that's it right now. I've had events in the past where I had great friends and family support that came out and had small donation and did a small meet and greet, but I know in the future pretty soon I will be having more events as to come. But I've been going to a lot of events to network, so a lot of people have been meeting me there, just like
Let me
at the
mention on
California
that.
GOP
A lot
convention.
of you gentlemen and ladies that are running for office, you're down to earth. I got to tell you, you are one of them. Edwin, Bobby, Lawrence, all of you guys are so down to earth because I actually want to tell everybody, not only is she running for a congressional seat on the 41st district, but her and Edwin actually were covering at the GOP convention, and they were actually live as on-scene reporters. So you wear a couple of hats, right? So you did it, you enjoyed it, and we're going to see more of that. We're going to have more programs, any events. We want people to see the human side to the new candidates that are coming in. You are that, right?
We're grassroots. I'm not a career politician. A lot of people who do get elected, they've been in politics for so many years and they go higher up. I tell everybody, I'm your average girl from Moreno Valley, and I just got fed up especially when it comes to national security issues, military, especially for the Guard and Reserve. I am your big voice because guess what? I was a reservist and I know the issues. When people hear about military, they think of only active duty. But I said, hey, we have a reserve and guard where a lot of the things and issues that I know people who have been to Mark Takano and filed congressional complaints, but they never went anywhere. So he's completely out of touch. I am that person because I know the regs, I know the issues. We can solve them at the lower level, and we can make sure that everybody that works at the military installation and other installations, that they are that oh I'm
TGI
sorry
Fridays, I know.
that they yeah, I know TGI Friday. Well, what I want to say that, Mark Takano, I've known people that went to him and they never got any results. I can do those results for you. When it comes to job growth and economic growth, because we have a great military installation and we have a lot of land, I would like to see more defense investment where we can be a good job contributor to our region. We can bring in aerospace because we have that attraction. We just need to make sure our federal tax dollars are going to the right places and the right things so they're not being wasted. And I would like to see more job opportunity, especially for our future people who want to be engineers, want to get into information technology. We can expand that in my district and we can
Exactly.
provide a lot of that as well. So I want to attract more defense agency, Homeland Security, and also the aerospace industry, because I really believe we can make District 41 the most thriving place in this
Exactly. So
whole
let me ask you,
southern
because
region.
we have a question. Are you going to the Kofefe Fest? Am I saying it right? Kofefe.
Yes, I am. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everybody. Yes, I
Okay.
am. I'm going to Covfefe Fest. It's going to be, I heard
Okay.
it's going to be very big. And they did one in Georgia. And I will be live on Twitter with Periscope on Monday. So I know that's going to be mentioned as well. So I'll send everybody that link. And if you have Periscope, it's another great tool for social media so we can get to know everybody who's running, who's interested in politics. So, and that's one thing I like about this day and age where, you only get your ballot and that's all you knew. But now we can ask people what we're doing on Facebook Live and Periscope. This is the type of things that we need to do to get to know people who are running. I know a lot of people can't go to meet and greets, and I know a lot of people can't get off from work on time, but this is a perfect opportunity to meet the people who are running. Is to go on the live, use the
Awesome.
technology that
One
we have.
person we want to give a special hello to so many people that are actually joined, but Jeff Burham, he's also running for Congress in California, and he's going to be part of this great squad of all you guys, including me. That I'm just the third wheel. I'm just hanging out with you guys, and he's one of them. He's running for office, and he's also a veteran. He's a major for the Air Force. So my friend, I
Oh,
salute you. Thank you, Jeff Burham, for being on and giving support to Aja Smtih. This is great.
thank you,
Yes,
Jeff.
yes.
And I want to tell everybody, go check out Jeff and go check out Edwin. Two great guys. We met at another event and we just clicked. We all are like-minded. We all live in different districts and we all have the same goal, is to make sure that the Constitution is upheld, because I know Jeff and we took an oath. I took my oath in 2002 to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. And that oath did not leave in 2012 when I got out. That oath stays with me until I die. I'm not going to die any soon, but that oath stays with me. And I know that's what Jeff, because Jeff is a retired major and he's very smart. He was a CPA. He can bring a lot of great ideas and make sure, and when we both get elected and Edwin get elected, because
Yep.
Edwin's very passionate as well. He is the most outgoing and lively person you will ever meet. But we all have great ideas to make sure that our men and women are taken care of, and also our families in our districts are taken care of, and we can bring in more different opportunities so we
Oh,
can
that's so
really
great.
thrive
That's so
here.
great because I feel very honored to know all of you, and all of you are running. And yeah, yeah. I mean, we have Bobby
Oh,
Lawrence, who actually is part of the America First candidates agenda, and which is America First, make America great again. And we are all together as one. And thank you for all of you guys for taking the step to do this. This is beautiful. And I've never seen something like this. And I've been working with politics for a while. I've never seen the unity of so many candidates coming together for an agenda, the American and our flag. I've never seen something like this. How do you feel? You feel the same way? You never seen such a great movement?
Oh, it's a lot of work because we are grassroots candidates, and I know we can make a big positive difference. And that's where a lot of people, we got to get out there and vote. You got to talk to your neighbors, even if you're not running. Just ask everybody, aren't you just tired of everything? Aren't you just tired of no economic growth? There's no, and a lot of people that I've been talking to, they say, yeah, and you know, I'm not asking, well, are you Republican or Democrat? I'm just asking everybody, aren't you tired of what's going on? Jobs are stagnant. We need more job growth. And that's why I really strongly believe that the lower rates for businesses will encourage job growth. The lower tax rate for the average American, it will put more money in our pockets where we can spend more. And that's part of economics 101, which Mark
That's
Takano does not
incredible.
understand.
And it's all about leadership. We're seeing messages here, and you are part of that leadership. I am glad and I'm honored to be a part of all this. We hope to see you in the future soon. Again, we're going to continue working together.
Yeah.
Yes, I will.
Please
and
have me on again.
I want to introduce to the public, everybody that will see this not only tonight, but as a rerun, and you see it over, share this, let them know these are the candidates that are running. And of course, I'm going to be putting up the link to her campaign. So donations too are very welcome because they need money to get this thing going, to advertise. So you do agree with that, right? Just to give to your campaign.
Oh, yeah. I asked everybody $25. I have over 10,000 followers on Twitter. I'm over a little bit over 400 on Facebook, but I say $25 goes a long way, and it will help out to pay for mailers and pretty much start really hitting the grounds. Of course, I want to have volunteers and I want to provide for my volunteers. And that's what I tell everybody. If you want to donate more, hey, I'll be more than welcome and grateful as well. But we need to have unity and support. If you're just tired of the status quo, you need to look at those of us, such as I, Edwin, and Jeff, who are running, and we want to get you out of status quo, stagnation, and we want to make
That's incredible.
Right.
I got a surprise for you too in the near future. You may be meeting me in person because I think I'm having a way of possibly going out there to California. I have a lot of great Patriot friends, brothers and sisters. And if I do,
perfect. Well, we gotta meet up. And when you come out, you know, let me know.
We will.
And then we can do a Facebook Live as well.
I plan to do some big things when I go out there, and I probably want to do a Facebook Live, but I want to do probably a town hall. I want to get all of you together and let the community come out and see us. We'll put it on live. It's going to be incredible. We're going to have a party, but at the same time, it's going to be serious. And you guys, me and Bobby Lawrence are on the East Coast. You guys are the West Coast. We're hoping that you guys come out to New York City, maybe DC. We could get together. I'll speak to Bobby, and we could go. And imagine we go to DC in front of the White House, and about 4 or 5, 6 of you guys running for office, and at the same time we'll be there. Or, and I'm seeing here they said, "Get out here, Henry. I'll take care of you." Awesome, thank you so much. And if you guys come out to the East Coast, we got to plan something. If it's DC, it's beautiful. I'll meet you guys, me and Bobby. If not, if you come to my neck of the woods, my hood is New York City. Awesome. You know what I'll do? I'll bring you guys to Trump Tower, where I have a lot of interviews on a lower level, and we will have a great party with all you guys too. Either way, we're gonna see each other, okay?
You know, I've been to Trump Towers before a long time ago, and it was really beautiful. But I love New York. There's always something to do. And that's the type of atmosphere that we can do here in California, in my district. When we get the tax code straightened out, I hope it passes before Christmas, and we can see a lot of economic growth. We can bring more amenities out here. So
exactly. No, that I'm already planning. But when we get you guys out there, for all those candidates that are hearing us tonight, you're from the West Coast, you'll come out to New York, or I come out there. I think Bobby Lawrence soon will be going out there to California to meet you. He's looking forward. Yeah, we're very excited about this, and I'm very honored to know all of you guys, and we're one family right now, okay? Go
But I
ahead.
want to give everybody my website. It's Aja, J-A for Congress, F-O-R Congress.com. I'm on Facebook and I'm on Twitter as well. So it's Aja for Congress.com. I have the map for the district and I have my donation link on there as well. And I also have the phone number on there and the email address. So if I can't get back to you right away, please don't take offense to it. I work and I get off from work and I campaign. So on my weekends, I campaign. So that's what makes me different. I'm not a full-time candidate. I'm not knocking those who are, but I actually work. So those are one pluses that I can tell people. I know how it feels to work hard for your money. And I want to make sure that you have more money in your paycheck when it comes and not so many taxes taken
Awesome,
out
and I'm
and
going
you
to be
don't
putting
see
up the
results.
links also. Everybody should know I'm going to be putting up these links. I'll speak to Aja Smith to give me the links so you guys will know. It'll be easy. Don't just worry if you see that she's telling you, but she's telling you verbally, but we're going to have those links too. And I got to tell you, I look forward to having you again in the future. You want to give one special hello to your Twitter followers. When they
Yes.
see this and you upload it, give a special hello to your 10,000 followers. Something special. Okay, I wanted this thought about that. Go ahead.
You know, I was so new to Twitter. I didn't know what I was doing, but I want to thank everybody on Twitter who's following me. It's just so amazing. Twitter has blown up for me bigger than Facebook. So I got to, you know, not neglect Facebook too much. And people say, you're not posting so much on Facebook because I'm on Twitter. And I have a lot of people instant message me, veterans, people who are saying, hey, I used to be a former Democrat and now I'm a Republican. I like what you're saying. I'm so excited to see a women minority who's running for United States Congress. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's been helping me, supporting me, making those memes. We got to keep that momentum going. We have to really fight and we have to get the message out, not just for me, but for all the candidates who are running in grassroots. And I want to say thank you to everybody who is on Twitter. I appreciate it with the bottom
Awesome.
of my heart.
So Aja Smith is running for the 41st Congressional District. I hope to see you soon, and God bless you, and I hope you all the luck in the world for your run. And we will talk soon, and thank you so much, and
Thank you.
God bless, okay?
Thank God bless you, and God
And
bless the
God bless
United
our
States of
President, Donald J.
America.
Trump also. Let's not forget also, okay? Thank you so much. All righty. So we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Aja Smith. And sometimes I say Asia, I'm so sorry, but it's Aja Smith. She's running on the 41st Congressional District, and she is running out there. And like I was saying, I have a lot of friends that are veterans, and I have a lot of friends now that are candidates, but also the local races. 11 days to the local elections. Here in New York City, we're running with the mayoral race, the GOP, Nicole Milakakis. She's running against Mayor de Blasio, who has been known to be against us in here in New York City. But we have a lot of faith that the GOP, and we have a lot of locals that are running. Rebecca Herreri, Dabby B. Carreras is also running for local city council. All these candidates are running, and we are united as one, united as a GOP. I got to meet the chairperson of the GOP in Manhattan. It was an honor, and I'm trying to unite the GOP here in New York City. But the song you're hearing in the background is Madison Rising. If you can go and onto iTunes, if you can go to any music download store, this group is incredible, and they are patriotic, and they have sung on MORE, the Mother of All Rallies, that was held in D.C., and that was incredible. So if you can go online and go on the iTunes and all the music download stores, help Madison Rising is the name. I always forget, but I want to put their name on this link. They're the ones that are playing. That's the music you're hearing in the background. But thank you so much. Henry Gajone live here on my page. And thank you so much. And next week, and I do broadcast off the Trump Republican page. And next week, I should have some great candidates on the show. It could be either my page, I'll let you know, or on the Trump Republican page. And I will let you know And next week I have a big surprise. You guys remember the gentleman that hugged President Trump? He went on stage. He was emotional. I'm going to have him on next week. This past week I had great guests. I had Shane Bouval. He was on yesterday. He was another one. If you remember, the president wrote a $10,000 check. His father is in remission, fighting cancer. The president is somebody that the mainstream media tries to portray him as evil, but that's not the case. He is a good-hearted person, and many people that I have brought on the show, I've spoken to as friends, are people that say the president is not what the media makes him seem. So that's what one of my purposes is to unite the GOP, unite our country, our beautiful flag, and I'm here to show a different side of people that have met the president. So I had one young man, he ran for mayor out of Henderson, Nevada. Angelo Gomez is his name, 20 years old, and he was 19 at the time when he was running. He did lose, but he came in 4th place. So he is one of them, and I had another young man, a millennium, 16-year-old, writing a book, and he is in New York City, here in my neck of the woods, in Queens, New York, and he is writing a book. I will have him on soon in the future again. I had him shortly on the same night that I had Angelo Gomez, who is, I call it the Millennium Connection. So we have a lot of millenniums that are out there. We have a lot of candidates. I'll be bringing more candidates in the future, so stay tuned. Always follow up when you see one of my posts, and I look forward to having you on. God bless you. Thank you so much. God bless our president, Donald J. Trump, who's doing a tremendous job. And one more thing, Stephen Van Laar, he's running out of North Carolina. I almost forgot about him. He's also been on my show, and he's running on the Congressional District out there in North Carolina. So thank you so much. That's Madison Rising. Remember to try to help them out. You got Henry Joan here, the conservative journalist of New York City. I'm registered, but I have a lot of trouble because I'm a conservative journalist here in New York City. Thank you so much. God bless you till the next time. God bless.